questions.
Yeah, I'll just talk. Well, first of all, want to wish Scott Strasmeyer a belated happy birthday. Yesterday was his birthday, and he's the guy that gets all of this thing going there. But I told one of our players came in there. I thought he had a very appropriate saying as he was walking into the locker room, and he was talking to another player. He said, "A win's a win, dog." And that's the approach I'm taking, you know what I mean? We knew they were going to be tough interior-wise, defensively. I mean, we saw that coming. They played really good defensively. They had a really good plan. Plus, they had some big suckers in there. They were athletic. And we knew that it was going to be tough sledding, but proud of the way we played, proud of the way our defense, you know, did some good things. You know, they moved the ball there, you know what I mean? They, you know, didn't punch in. We had some turnovers. I don't know how many possessions. Do you know how many possessions we had? I mean, it was one of those games where you know, we didn't have very many possessions like most games, but you know, they were playing well on defense. So proud of our win, proud of our guys. You know, take the win and move on. Get ready for South Florida.
Ken, would you say this is the best the defense has looked all year? They forced 3 consecutive turnovers, have that huge stop at the goal line also.
Yeah, they played really well. You know, played really well. Guys made a lot of plays, but yeah, I thought our defense played really well. Coach Pearson and the staff had a good plan, and they played really well.
Do you feel that was a turning point there on the goal line there? They could get within 3. Do you think that was absolute change of momentum there?
It definitely helped, you know what I mean? But it just, like, again, it goes to show the fortitude of our kids. They just kept playing, kept fighting, didn't give up. And it definitely helped us, you know, at the end there. But proud, like I said, just proud of the way our guys battled. You know, not everything's going to be pretty. Not everything's going to be like you draw. But our guys battled today, and I'm proud of the way our guys fought.
Can you win with more passing yards than rushing yards? Obviously not conventional way Navy wins. Just how did that all unfold? Were they doing something defensively to kind of prevent Keenan from getting going?
Yeah, they're all up there. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, people didn't even, I don't think people put much thought, you know, didn't really write about it after the Air Force game. We threw the ball against Air Force. And really that was the key too, you know what I mean? But nobody mentioned it. I thought Wags would, but he wasn't paying attention. But, you know, but that, I mean, those were things, and they did similar things. They were just all up on the line of scrimmage. I mean, everybody's up there and we had to throw the football. You know, they crowded the line of scrimmage and their safeties were 6 yards from the line of scrimmage and we had to throw the ball over their heads.
Any other questions for Coach?
Well, something that you don't have in the past concerning yourself, but the standings, and you're keeping pace with Houston and Memphis in the West Division. That's kind of a new element for you all this year.
I mean, you kind of look at it, but you really don't. You got to look at this game and see how we can get better, you know, from playing and get ready for South Florida. You know, but you obviously in the conference, you pay attention to what the other teams are doing and you pay attention where you're at. But really the only thing that matters is what you can control. I mean, you can't control what Houston does or Memphis or Temple or anybody else in the league. All you can control what we do, and that's really our approach.
Coach, you think Keenan was 100% today with the injury?
Oh, yeah.
You saw him?
Yeah, Keenan was 100%. He felt good. And like I said, sometimes I hate, you know, when people say we're flat and this and that, because you take away credit from the other side. You know what I mean? This isn't golf where you just hit the ball and it's just you playing against the ball in the course. There's other people on the other side doing things, you know what I mean, and that can hit you back. And they were physical, so I ain't going to take anything away from Tulane. I thought they had a really good plan. I thought their kids played hard. It wasn't, you know, there's nothing like, you know, we were hurt or anything. It was just a physical game, and those friggin' dudes were tough, man.
Yeah, it really had a slow start, and during halftime we had a good talking to. I'll say that, and yeah, and it was a real punch in the throat for me, and it was a reality check. Like, we need to turn this game up. And second half, it took us a little while to get ourselves rolling, but definitely we had some guys on the sideline making sure that we turned it up out there.
Lorentez, when when the offense is not moving the ball like normally it was, do you feel more incumbent on you guys to kind of try to take over and make some plays?
Definitely. But as a defense, you should always want to, make plays and get the offensive ball back. So we definitely felt the need that we need to dig in and help our offense get started and keep getting the ball back.
Talk about the play on the goal line there. I mean, obviously, it looks like they're about to go in and get within a field goal, and next thing you know, you're running out with the ball. How in the world did you get it? Because we couldn't figure it out.
Yeah. So it was really funny. I squeezed down on the tackle's hip, and I closed my eyes. And when I thought I knew I had the ball in my hands, and I opened my eyes, and it was Bernie's helmet. and I was like, no. No, this is, what in the heck am I doing? And next thing I know, the ball, it just started wiggling past me. And I saw it go by, and I was like, no. I grabbed it, and some dude was trying to, wiggle his hand through my arm, and I just kept, hitting it like that, like a little chicken wing. But it was awesome.
Gonzales did cause that.
Dan, can you kind of tell us what happened in that pile there? Because we really couldn't see how you pried the ball loose there at the 1 yard line when looked like they're about to go in.
I just put my head on the ball. I just dove as soon as I knew they were probably going to come with a quarterback sneak or some up the middle, and just told the safety, hey, cover my B gap because I'm just going to go over the top. And I guess I ended up hitting it with my helmet. So.
Anything else? Go ahead.
Well, just Randy, I mean, not every win is going to be pretty. Coach was saying, one of the players said, win's a win. Is that you, Lorentez? Did you say dog? He said you said dog.
I think he might have added that.
Can you talk about that?
Definitely. In conference games, it's gonna be tough. You play opponents that are fighting for rank. They're fighting for bowl positions. So every game is gonna be tough, and you got to get it how you can get it.
Say that.
He's like a philosopher.
Anything else for the defensive guys? All right, thanks, guys.
I just want to say that was the most authentic look at Will. That's exactly how he tells stories when it's just like us in the room. So,
Keenan, coach was talking about how difficult that front seven was going to be. They live up to billing today, obviously.
Yeah, they were really good, and a lot of people don't see that through the record, but watching them on tape, they get after number 77. We knew he was a good player coming in, but we found a way to get it done.
Did you expect to be thrown as much, or was that kind of dictated on what was happening in the game?
Yeah, it was based off of what they came out in. We wasn't expecting them to play that, but we made the adjustment. We knew that we had to throw the football to move the football, so we did what we had to do. We practiced it all the time in practice, so it wasn't like it was a completely new deal.
Keenan, was there any rust for the 2-week layoff? Having the bye, as far as being crisp out there today?
If anything, we should have been more fresh with a little more pop in our legs. I think that we just kind of came out flat, and we met some adversity early. We got a quick drive, and then after that, the rest of the first half, we met some adversity. But the good thing is we didn't turn the football over, and we just kept playing, and that's what you got to do in these type of games.
EK, is it difficult to kind of stay, not get frustrated when you're not producing as yards as you normally like to do in the running game?
Obviously, you get frustrated when you're not moving the ball, but it's just a matter of being mentally tough and taking it one play at a time. And that's about it. So, we had some drives that we, didn't like, but, once the drive's over, there's nothing you can do about it. Just make the corrections on the sideline and go again.
Keenan, usually Coach Jasper's pretty good at figuring out what a team's trying to do defensively and find something to counter, but it just didn't seem like, with the running game at least, you all could come up with anything that was working. Is it just that they were flooding the box so much with so many players, there really wasn't anything there?
They did a good job of pressing the line on us, and their secondary did a great job in the run support, especially number 2, number 6, those guys pressing the line when they saw run plays coming. And we just didn't execute on the field. I mean, there was nothing wrong with the play selection. Everything was the right play to be in for the particular defense they were playing. We just didn't execute as well as we should have in the run game. Nonetheless, we got them when we needed them, and we made the correct adjustments on the sideline and made plays when we needed to make them.
How physical were their front seven?
One of the best we've seen. They have a lot of good players on the front seven across the board. We weren't expecting that look. So when they came out, they just literally just threw all their big boys in. And it's a great physical D-line. And like Keenan said, you don't see that in the record books, but we definitely saw it on tape. So, yeah, they were very good.
How much do you guys feed off what the defense is doing out there, causing those 3 straight turnovers?
Try to feed a lot off it. You know, defense works hard, and when they get us a turnover, especially with good field position, you know, we want to execute. So they definitely shifted the momentum, gave us some energy when we needed it.
Anything else for the offense, you guys? All right, thanks.